Whoa! This looks amazing! なんかこの前は、大学卒業して、はい、横浜国立大学から卒業しました。横浜国立大学。え？一緒？いや、先輩だね。
When you think of Tokyo, you might think it's just a huge city filled with people, neon lights, and weirdos. But there's actually a surprising side to Tokyo that we're going to explore today. Our destination is the mountain area of Mitake, which is quite different from the rest of Tokyo.
We are pretty far away from the central. As you can see, the mountain range has already started. I have to say I'm positively surprised. This is actually pretty good. Not a bad way to start the day.
It doesn't matter if you live or travel in Tokyo, you're going to be spending a lot of time on the train. Which is why you should be prepared for the long rides. A smart person would probably bring a laptop and do work on the train, but if you're anything like me, you have better things to do.
One thing I can say, this area looks amazing. I can't wait to get down there. こんにちは。クラッシュパッド借りたいんですけど。はい、どうぞ。
何枚？
1枚です。
1枚。お名前とご連絡先をお願いします。
そう、外のところにしてます。
電話番号で大丈夫ですか？
はい。
We have arrived to Mitake. Mitake is, as you can see, extremely beautiful city on the outskirts of Tokyo. I got this crash pad because I want to do some bouldering here today. Mitake is probably the most famous bouldering spot in Japan, and I can't wait to try these routes out. Let's go. This is just the first rock that I found. It's not the best because, as you can see, there's rocks all around, and you definitely don't want rocks under you when you climb because you might hurt yourself. But I think if I put the pad down and take it easy, I can do a couple of easy warm-ups in here and then move on and try to find the real places.
I decided to just wing it and climb anything I could, any way I could. There was a guidebook to the climbing spots in the area in the rental store where we got the pad from, but that book cost around $25, which was simply too much for today's budget. It's all good though, since today is not about climbing really. It's more about trying to cure my World of Warcraft addiction.
And you'd want someone to spot you, catch your torso, and kind of guide you the mat. So they're not supposed to actually catch you, but just kind of like doink, put you on the mat. But since I'm alone, I have to be extremely careful, because this place, this is far away. If something happens to me, the water looks beautiful, and if I can, I definitely want to go and swim today. If you're ever around Tokyo, Mitake, definitely a place to come. Not for just bouldering, there's the kayaking here, fishing, hiking. I mean, if nothing else, you can just come here, where I am right now, and wander the extremely beautiful nature. This is life. This is life. If you're thinking of coming to Japan, definitely try to skip summer if you can. Summer is simply, it's unbearable. I used to think that like people who were whining about summer were like crazy because like what the hell, summer is nice, it's warm, It's sunny, it's beautiful. But then when you actually start spending summers in a country like Japan, you start to realize why summers are thought to be hell in here. It's beautiful, yeah, sure, but it is simply unbearable to be outside. When you're cold, you can always just put more and more clothes on until you get warm. But when it's hot like this, even if you get naked, you're still hot, so you're just screwed. One thing I can say for sure is that carrying this much stuff, perkele, this much stuff in here is pretty goddamn annoying, but what can you do? Okay, it says when they raise the alarm, the water on the river is gonna rise, so you have to be careful and get the hell out of there. Most rivers, from my understanding in Japan, are dammed, which means that sometimes they, you know, lift up the dam to let the water go through, and that's why it suddenly might rise a lot. They usually do that at night, but that's why people generally say to stay away from the river when it's nighttime, because if you're sleeping or doing whatever in the darkness, you might not notice that suddenly the water rises and you're screwed. There's some guy in there, I mean a mannequin. It says stop on its back, but I cannot see the rest. My guess is it's kind of warning that don't fish in here because the currents are too strong. That's my guess. Yeah, impossible to read with my bad eyes. Oh my god. This is amazing. From my understanding, in here, you should be careful of course, ticks. Ui, mitä vittu? Oh, it was some bug on my hand. You need to be scared of ticks, leeches, of course snakes, maybe centipedes, and surprisingly bears and wild boar. You probably won't encounter them, but you know, just better to keep that in mind in case something happens, and be prepared and hope that you don't get eaten. So let's continue on our adventure and hope we don't get bitten by snakes.
After a walk that felt much longer than it actually was, we have arrived to a famous location in the area called the Ninja Rock.
One thing I really want to do is this.
Normally this place is full of people, but today, due to the heat, besides me, there was only an old guy fishing nearby.
なんかこの前は大学卒業して、はい、横浜国立大学から卒業しました。横浜国立大学。え、一緒？いや、先輩だね。
メカニカルエンジニア。
ああ、はいはい。おお、すごい。Oh no, look what happened to my Snickers. It's completely melted. No, I have no idea how you're supposed to eat a Snickers like this. Who makes these things? Mars Company. Mars? It's like eating diarrhea. This is my 2 girls 1 cup audition tape. Oh.
Anyone who has ever climbed outside knows that it's extremely hard, and unsurprisingly, my first time trying it alone in the Japanese wilderness went about as good as you can expect.
I weigh a lot and generally my finger strength is bad, so if it's like a super small, this kind of finger hold, I just cannot do it. I could do it if I practice, but do I look like a person who practices? No. This one right here, it's over the water, so I don't know. I've never climbed over water, so it looks pretty nice. It's not too deep, so I think if you fall from here, it's not, you know, super safe, but I think it's probably safer than just the regular ground. I really want to try this out. It looks so much fun. Konnichiwa. And that's how you wet your climbing shoes. I think I can climb that if I just, you know, put a couple of more tries into it. Like I could hook my feet in here and so forth, but I'm just way too scared. I'm just too scared of, you know, hanging down here. Because look, it's what, 10 centimeters deep, and if I fall with my whole weight in there, it's probably gonna hurt. And I don't want to be hurt, so I'm trying to keep my feet down there, because that way I can just, you know, follow my feet. But if I actually wanted to climb that, I would have to hook my feet up there and kind of, you know, use them as, well, hooks. This one's for you guys. Okay. I mean, once, that's better than nothing.
After failing the climbing and stone skipping, I even failed being outside by browsing memes on my phone. So it was time to move on.
I kind of wanted to climb there much more, especially over the water, but at the same time the place started to not be in the shade anymore, so it was getting really hot. This is so tough. So much stuff. It's so hot. Look at those mountains. They look really cool. The thing is, I'm from Finland, and Finland actually doesn't really have any mountains at all. I think there's like one mountain, and even that is like, compared to other countries, it doesn't even count as a mountain. So honestly, mountains are something I never see unless I'm in a foreign country. And looking at something like this, it honestly, to me, it looks fake. It looks like Skyrim, like I'm in a video game or something, because I never see something like this. Those are the mayor candidates, and I see a familiar face in here. I just want to show you guys. There he is, Yusuke Kawai, the Japanese Joker. If you want to cringe, go watch my Japanese Joker video, but that's the guy. This seems to be some small shop run by an old guy. I was left for a second and I was thinking like, okay, who went through my stuff? And I immediately understood that it's the goddamn crows. They went through my bag.
Time was going by real fast, and since we're going to have to set a camp for the night, we have to find a spot for that soon. But before that, there was one more thing to do.
I need to go into the water. Gotta check for leeches and other things. Hopefully they don't have that small fish that swims into your dig hole in here. Because it will be bad for the fish. Sure, going into the water helped a bit, but my head still feels hot and it's like pulsating. I was expecting there to be, you know, a lot of people, because any video, any picture I've seen, there's so many people everywhere, but I haven't, like, I've seen 2 climbers and they've only just passed me when I've walked here. So I haven't actually, in any place I've been, I haven't seen anyone else, and I'm surprised, but I can kind of see now why. Actually, if there's one rock that I can climb, it's this one. There's a giant hornet. And it oh Jesus Christ. And it just flew by my ear and scared the shit out of me. こんばんは。パッドとブラシは外に置いていいですか？
はい、ありがとうございます。
I actually brought my hammock and other stuff with me so I can stay overnight. Right now I'm thinking like, do I really want to stay overnight? I'm so tired that I just want to sleep as fast as I can. So I think I'm just gonna stay. Camping in a place like this is actually pretty hard, but I'm gonna take a train and go a couple of stations that way And I think there's a place for me where I can camp there, at least hopefully. It's crazy how small this place is. There's the station, then there's like the one cafe that I went, cafe/store, one restaurant, and that's pretty much it. If you're wondering, Pocari Sweat is actually not sweat. It's just a stupid name for an okay drink. I'm meeting the town mayor. Whoa! I've actually been wondering today if Japanese nature is actually like, you know, better than nature somewhere else. Because at least to me this all looks amazing. But then again, this is new to me. So I don't know if I was living here, I mean living here, but if I grew up in here, if this would be, you know, as cool as it is right now. Because back home, things, I mean, there are, of course, amazing places, but just the general nature, it's like, it's nice, but this is better. But I guess this is just new to me. Well, whatever the case is, I like looking around in here. There's at least some guy there. Looking pretty rough with the trees. I mean, if nothing else, I just have to go somewhere that's not an official camping spot and just, you know, it is what it is. There are these trees, but the problem is that it kind of looks like the trees belong to this house. It should be fine. I'm not gonna do anything for the trees, and like, I think I'm just gonna do it. Like, I tried looking around. There's like absolutely nothing around here. This is basically, I just gotta do the gamble and hope for the best. There was some plant that like that put its seeds into my leg hairs, and they don't come out easy. Hurts like hell when I try to pull the seeds out. But hey, I can't complain. Like at least I found a place to put it. The day was excellent, and it's, what is it, like 7-8 p.m. Hopefully I'll sleep well, wake up on the dawn, see the sunrise, listen to the river, you know, have a great morning. It is 4 in the morning. I slept better than last time. So this was my second time in the hammock. Last time I slept like maybe 3 hours. This time I slept 5 hours. And I woke up around every hour or so. So definitely not a good night's sleep, but at least better than last time, which is all that I could ask for. It's honestly surprising how well you need to prepare when you're sleeping outside, because even though it's what, 26 degrees Celsius here, which is hot, and even when you're like outside like that in shorts and t-shirts, you're feeling warm. But when you go to sleep, you actually need to put like 2 pants. I got 3 different shirts on. Like, you cannot go to sleep in the same clothes that you are comfortable, you know, not sleeping in, which is kind of weird. And it's hard to prepare because you go outside, you're testing like, okay, this is the weather, this is how I feel like, I need to pack this much. But it always surprises me, at least, whenever I come here and try to sleep, which is why I actually prepared all these clothes. And I was fine, just slightly. I could have used one more shirt, but last time I was cold. This time I was okay. So, like, I'm getting there. I'm getting better at this. I want to see if I can get a good picture from here. Maybe it looks like it's too foggy, maybe. I'll try my phone. These bugs have invaded my stuff. Get off! Just gotta check that they're not inside, you know, inside here. 'Cause that would be creepy, you know, putting this on and then this mofo creeps into my ear. Should be fine. So the first train leaves in about an hour, and from here to the station, maybe only a 30-minute walk, definitely not bad at all. So I'm just gonna pack my stuff, walk to the station, and then spend the next 3 hours in the train. I quite like this hammock, but the thing is, I'm a big time stomach and side sleeper, which are things you can't really do well in a hammock. So that's one of the problems I have when I try to sleep in this thing. But overall, it's comfortable. This hammock cost me 20 bucks in Amazon, which is definitely not bad. If you've ever thought of buying a hammock, they're not that expensive, so give them a goog. Packing took actually quite a long time, so we really gotta hurry if you wanna make it to the train.
One thing I learned from today is that no matter what excuse you have to not go outside, don't listen to it. Experiencing the world around you will probably stay in your memory longer than that 6-hour gaming session. Now, all I have to do is to start thinking where we're going to go next.